It's your friend Cameron.
Hello, and it's your friend Alex. Wait,
Yeah,
that light is off.
Yeah. Oh god, I hate this light so much. I really do. Hi, you can see us now.
That still looks dark.
Racist. I'm so sorry.
I was just gonna blank on that one.
No, you should probably just hit me.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very dark.
So we're back.
What did
What did I do?
What did James do? James.
I don't know.
What did I do?
Wow.
You fucked it.
Do anything?
You fucked it.
The lighting is just all weird. No, it's probably fine. We're just blaming you because it
It's-
amused us.
Fine, James.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. It's okay.
No, we'll handle it. It'll be just great.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
What?
It does look a bit dark though, right?
Oh, we should probably do this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, here on Talking Sim, important things. This is a 100% spoiled stream because when we talk about games, we need to talk. Thank you very much, James.
Thanks, James.
We need to talk about the game as a whole. So sometimes we need to just be like, and now we're going to talk about the way it ends.
We'll also get into spoilers for other things.
Yeah,
which
we'll
is-
try not to, I guess.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
I won't. Be
Yeah.
like, so man, I can't believe Deckard was a replicant.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, somebody got real mad at us for talking
Oh,
about Blade Runner.
honey.
But like, other things, we will thank subs at the end of the stream because we tend to get into a thing, and we don't want to interrupt our own train of thought by thanking the people who support us. So we'll do that all at the end. Anything else? Any content warnings for this game?
I don't know.
Nothing that I can really think of offhand.
'Cause
There's a
you've-
couple of like there's ghost stories in it that are
Spooks.
occasionally spooky.
Mm.
People die in this game
What?
occasionally, but usually it's a very kind of like didactic death, really. So yeah, tonight we'll be playing Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, which was an independent game that came out earlier this year, and it is about storytelling in America and the way that storytelling contributes and shapes a culture, really, and the way that culture shapes storytelling. It's quite interesting, and I think it's really deep and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I noticed unfortunately that there's a blog post on the Steam page saying it was a commercial disaster.
Oh,
That
oh,
well, such is the life of people trying to do literally anything different,
mm,
but their sacrifice shall not be in vain.
yeah.
Which brings
That-
us to here.
Yeah, that's quite sad. But shall we get into it?
Sure,
Okay, Alex will be piloting.
because I don't know what I'm doing.
And we'll probably want to start a new game.
Okay, I hope that we have that ability.
Oh, we should.
I was just gonna roast us. I dig this script. Okay, he's won a lot of money. Oh, that's like nickels, dimes, and pennies. And a feather?
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days. You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Good old hobo stick.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good. The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches. The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
This is gonna be bad. R.U. Shaitan. Ooh, a pocket watch. No, not your harmonica. I don't know what the keys to. Oh, you're dead, kid.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand,
Yeah, let's see you beat a royal flush.
he deals, you draw, and look at your hand.
Oh, wait, no,
It's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
This hand is literally unbeatable.
I think 4 of a kind
But
beats
the
a straight
man in
flush.
gray pushes forward his whole pile.
No, I thought a royal flush was
You're
just...
not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that. The man in gray stops you. Now,
Is
if
the
you
highest.
like,
Okay, well, he just
I'll let you
outbids you.
wager your word.
Right.
Right.
I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt. However I ask.
Ooh. Let's make mistakes today.
The man in gray smiles. All right then. I'll call.
Show me potato salad. What the fuck? What? Okay.
Yeah, actually, today, same.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor. You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie. All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy. Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie? Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
There once was a man from Nantucket. Okay.
So, the tarot is the framework for how this works. You travel around the United States on foot, listening to people's stories, and you can file those stories according usually to two choices, and those choices are chosen from the tarot deck. So, for example, you might encounter a ghost story, and you can either make it about. You can interpret it in two ways, right? Maybe it's the Tower, maybe it's the Fool. And you want to try to spread out your stories in as many different ways as possible, because as you travel, you'll encounter other travelers who want to hear your stories. And they will tell you that they want scary stories, or that they want happy stories, or they want inspirational stories. And so you have to choose appropriate ones for that to tell them, and then they will get happy, and then they will tell you their own stories. So you collect, you trade. It's basically Pokemon,
Except
but
for
with
stories.
culture or memes.
So, let's see. I'm picking here. Let's start with travel. So I imagine that am I telling him a story in this first step?
I think so, yes.
Bonk. Tell the story of the northbound train. Actually, we should check our options.
Oh yeah.
These giant eyes that crawls through the night. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds. Ooh, that's creepy. That's creepy, Past. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of the land of promise and plenty. Sawaruto. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. Black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Well, he's playing cards, so sure, why not?
All right.
How about we do this? I definitely...
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that.
So, are you the devil?
So this is kind of the tutorial.
One of the true shapes of people?
So just tell him all of your stories,
Okay.
basically, and he'll tell you what he thinks of them, and how they work.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them.
The VA, by the way, is Sting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is Sting.
People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another. You'll sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety. Your deepest desires? Your greatest wish? Heaven? Big Rock Candy
Hey, I know
Mountain?
that one.
El Dorado, the Promised Land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine. Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
This one's sad.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey
Well, hang
easier.
on.
But still, you'll feel pain,
Steady on. Is that necessary?
hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back. Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you.
Okay, maybe Wolf Satan.
I'm jealous in some ways.
Are you?
I hope you find what you're looking for.
I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Well,
Okay, so you wander the world.
I was half expecting there to it to go like like get a random encounter. Doop. I'm a skeleton man. So great soundtrack, really interesting style. This game is like packed with personality.
Yeah, and it's so yeah, you are now a fleshless like skeleton
I
traveling
wonder
the world.
If anybody's gonna tell me a story other than ah. So let's.
This bungalow is being ransacked.
Oh.
There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
That is weird.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Sure.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand. Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Idiot.
So your first story is
Women arrested for bootlegging.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
yeah, and the soundtrack will change depending on where you are in the country.
That's cool.
So you're in the Northeast right now. You're in New England, and you can't go into Canada. Unfortunately,
Aw.
there's nothing there.
You should just cross over and like turn into a block of ice. I like the giant clouds leaving the. Ha! We'll have 16 characters. Trade stories with them. Finish their story. Characters to escape. So there's 5 categories.
Mhm.
Interesting. I see. Speed up by whistling.
Oh yeah, there's a rhythm game. If you whistle while you're walking,
That's really
it
cute.
will speed up your walking pace.
Hitchhiking. I actually just kind of want to inventory. Okay, and that does.
Gawag, the era is loosely depression, but it's a little unstuck in time.
It's a little bit fucky. We'll see what this is.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
It's a rabbit!
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here. it says in a small voice.
How come?
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
And I mean, you can mouse between the two different options, and it'll show you which. So between the King of Cups and the Fool, I think.
Oh, you rascal.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
Oh, he gonna die.
Why'd you kill the child?
With his father. Oh, I don't... Okay. I was worried that I was gonna get wet. Let's go to Oregon.
Well, this is Portland, Connecticut or Vermont.
Connecticut.
There's like a billion Portlands in the United States.
Are there?
Or no, Maine. It says right there, Maine.
Well, yeah, the instrumentation has changed.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
I don't know what the fuck's up with this guy.
Just when the fishing is gonna be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess. Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Seagulls and the fishermen. So, this is interesting. Like, observations I'm making straight away is that, this is sort of like a hybrid of, like, show and tell. You have a little bit of the oral tradition, where, like, a lot of the heavy lifting, scenery-wise, is done through the dialogue. But you also have, like, a little portrait to just sort of set the scene. It sort of reminds me of those, like, picture books, where you'll have, like, one portrait and then, like, a big tract of text, which aren't quite comics, but they're maybe, like, I don't even know if I want to call them proto-comics, but they're in that sphere, maybe.
Okay.
Because comics do have a very particular language of their own.
Right, but do you mean things like Wind in the Willows, or...?
I think so.
Okay.
What was the... God, now I'm thinking of a bunch of really weird comics. Did you ever read Rupert?
No.
Rupert is really, really weird.
Okay.
Because it's a series of panels. There's no dialogue in them. They're all empty.
Right.
And there's just actions. And then they're captioned with narration. There is no dialogue between the characters in any form of, like, word balloons. It's a very strange comic. It's good, but it's, like, a pretty weird way of telling the story.
Interesting.
What's all this, then?
The woman walks the small town square.
Hello.
With the poise of Betty Davis. The confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Yeah, so we get, like, half something to look at, half something to hear.
Right.
And we get a sort of a... this is maybe, like, a great example of, like, why show and tell can be, like, equally, if maybe differently useful. And if they work in tandem, it's, like, quite good. Betty Davis eyes.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date, and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
Yeah.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner.
Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Should we get more opinions? Or well, okay, the icon is a man in distress.
Is that 9 of Swords?
I couldn't tell you.
I always forget which one it is. 9 or 10 of Swords. 9 of Swords is the one where you wake up from a nightmare.
Huh. I kind of want to get some more opinions.
A longshoreman watches Steve Doors load up a crane. Yellow ribbon? That woman's dead. Ghost dead. Buddies of mine, they've seen her all over the Atlantic for decades now.
That is the 9 of Swords? Okay.
So the visual of this like skeleton with a hobo pole being like, Jesus Christ, how terrifying! I almost shit myself.
Huh.
You can see
Well, it sounds quite
storm
interesting, the
clouds
game's
on the
world.
horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
Let's intrude.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless.
I have no lungs.
Feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor, and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
This is so cute.
A few years.
The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5, says the smaller, but by no means small, man.
That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
Alrighty. Let's give 'em.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
So if you hit tab, you can...
Ugh.
Sorry, no, it's not tab. Where's the... What's your inventory?
I.
Oh, yeah. So you can have, like...
Oh, look at that. Oh. Lovers, the water, star, 2 pentacles. 5 of 219. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this catalogs everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
It's a big game.
It's a big country.
So what I really love about the setup to this is that this seems like a very kind of American setup, right? Where you lose because somebody just has more money than you. Right, like you play well, but somebody else got there first and entrenched themselves. And not a lot you can do about it, really.
Let's go to Boston. Get some crab. Aha! So there's...
Yeah, so you can earn money, you get money, but generally your health and fatigue will be reduced with events and time, and then you can acquire more money to replenish them, or just have money.
Well, let's be a proper drifter. Let's look for work. Sick. So we... Wait, what? Doors for the storage room. The folks in the front ranks. What is it? Get in there. Snakes! I like... Nope. First aid.
Nope.
Sure. What do we have to lose? Grab them. They're harmless. Yeah, this better pay well. We just have to scoop up snakes.
Dump snakes into the chute.
Oh yeah. Sylvester wrote. Oh. Ah.
Oh.
That was questionably ethical.
Poor snakes.
Please no steppy. Ooh. Oh.
So these will replenish your various things as they get low. But they're full right now.
Oh, okay. We'll have a cola later.
Okay.
Maybe a clam chowder. Chowder. Let's explore the city.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Well, we don't need to spend money if we don't have to.
Unable to afford rescue, you keep walking. The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones that
man.
threaten to wrench your ankle out of place. Was this always a moonless night?
Shit.
The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world.
Well,
It's hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound, feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps, fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance.
uh-oh.
You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive with fires and shouting. You find yourself trampled by a mob of men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets advancing up the street.
Lots of ghost stories
When you
in
come
Boston.
to, there's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above, the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
Spooky.
So the other thing, if you hail a cab there, you hail the ghost of a Tesla.
What?
Yeah.
Like a modern day Tesla?
Yeah.
Wow. So this is where Elon Musk's ride ended up. Back in time. Oh, there's a church. Let's get it.
or an electric vehicle of some kind.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
Oh dear.
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Dang. Like, oh wow.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Fuck it, they can wait.
The long-lost brothers pose in front of traffic, cry snot pouring out of their
This is
noses.
such a big mood.
As angry passerby wave you out of the road, each brother presses a coin into your hand. When the traffic disperses, you realize they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
Yeah. I gets money.
The other option in that story, if you move them out of the street, they discover that they are not actually brothers.
Oh fuck.
And that's kind of the way that the storytelling works, right?
Wow.
You make one decision, you get a story of one kind. You make the other choice, the story plays out differently.
Oh, that's such a subtle little thing. It's
Yeah.
like 30 years, 32. It's like, oh, I guess I fucked up.
Right.
You did, but
Not in the way
much
that you
worse
think.
than
Yeah.
you thought. That's really funny. Oh well. I mean, they just made a new friend.
So, that sign at the top there,
Yes.
that's one of your encounters with another wanderer. So, I would go and collect a couple more stories before you go and meet
Yeah, I
them.
was gonna say, like, there's a couple around it.
Because the first person you meet I think they want ghost stories.
We've got a
The
couple.
women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces.
Sorry.
Says the one who laughed.
Don't be.
Another assures her.
Sneaky
They
mission.
don't look up.
And we give thanks for those who have left us, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful.
The voice of the youngest wavers. The woman to her left squeezes her hand. This is not a scene to intrude upon.
Did they kill somebody? Oh, this looks spooky. Got a long road ahead. Oh, talking crow, that's good. All these people to chase down.
Oh, this is like tutorial crow.
Huh. Tell me about it. You could find your friend again. Ask him more about their life, and they have better stories this time. Didn't they tell you what the...
Oh, this assumes that you've already done the encounter.
Ah. Full of people. That's what he was. Goodbye, Russell! And the sensitivity on this is very, very low. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Check this person out. See what happens. Quinn! Hello!
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is. This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn. These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
Hello, Cass. Hello.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Alright, so... All stories is organized by subject, because the boss likes the tarot cards. So the subject is, if you tell a person a story about love, they will tell you something about their own life, subject, or things. As the night goes on, the cycle reaches the night inside, so as your storytelling, will eventually tell you where they will be next, where you can find them again.
So you don't feel compelled to complete the person's story on the first encounter.
Okay.
Because you can always go and collect more stories and find them again.
Okay. Okay, so he wants a thrilling story. Family, the future, past memories. What's the past. Travel.
So
Past has lots of ghosts in it, right?
yeah, well, I mean, you can click on the story and it'll show you what options you have.
That's a ghost. But let's see what else. Seagulls? Nah, that's not quite it. That one could be spooky. Bootleggers.
I think the Bootleggers is probably the thrilling story, the exciting story.
That's exciting enough. Sure. Yeah, we'll embellish it a little.
Well, that was a lively tale.
Oh yeah.
Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs. I don't need no jocker looking out for me, so if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful.
What's a jocker?
You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that.
Quinn, you're projecting again.
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Venturesome.
I think canonically, Quinn uses they pronouns.
Oh yeah. Really?
I think. I remember hearing that.
Huh. Quinn is Quinn. Elegant woman. So adventure. Oh right, that one is a ghost story.
Like the strange, like the soldiers on the street is probably an exciting story. The runaway is probably an exciting story.
This is adventure, right?
I think.
Oh, actually, this is
Yeah.
yeah, running away. That's adventure.
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories?
Oh
like that?
shit!
Jeez.
We fucked up. We fucked up.
You can't-
We fucked up.
You can't lose progress, at least.
My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Exciting. That one's boring. That's
Yeah.
rad. Let me see if we have any other better ones. That's not so much. Yeah, no, okay, we gotta Boston him. And then, fucking shit happened.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh.
Sometimes early in the game you won't
Well,
have enough stories.
I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got any happy stories?
The brother story is
yeah,
like
100%
wall to wall
fucking-
feel good.
Windmill slam.
Oh no, we've already told.
Oh shit.
a Sun story.
We fucked up. Well, we didn't know it was gonna happen. That one's spooky.
Or we can just tap out here.
Yeah.
Because we can't tell them the same story multiple times, I think.
Leaving already? Well, me too. I think I'll go check out what's happening up the road this way. Maybe I'll see you around.
So yeah, you can go and find Quinn again at the border.
All right.
Tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
No, I'm sure it's definitely the end this time. Okay, so.
So yeah, there's no correct direction to go in this game.
Whoa! Shit. I'm just getting used to how the. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. Fuck it, let's just go this way, see where we get. Left control, match it. Okay, let's try this. I overshot that other one. Let's
You
check
come
it.
across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
Anin.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
Pardon? Sure.
You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Oh, you silly kid. Well, I'm not gonna assault a child.
The stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
Yeah, we did just get it. It's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank!
And then there was another event back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no Ojibwe word.
Huh. So I can barely wait to
And
get
the-
through the pleasant trees before asking if you've heard this story. 110%. Mm-hmm. This ought to be good. Shoot out between. Oh, hey!
Yeah, Quinn told your story.
Hey! But he made it more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we didn't see a shootout.
No.
Sure.
So your story evolves.
Excellent. Eventually it'll be like, so these couple of 50-foot Amazons come in with a hydrogen bomb, and they just, like, blow up the whole town. It's fucked. And then we send them to the X Zone.
True.
Remember that version. It is a good story. Yeah. New York, New York. It's smaller than later. Something invigorating about that stink? Yeah, actually. Reminds me of Toronto. Like, that city sort of smells in places, but you're like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Gets money. Look for work. Sacks. Lumpin', heavy, and stained with dark smear. Sure. The stuff. Oh. Sure. I'll get water for whatever the hell your illegal operation is. Sticky residue, huh? Ain't none of my business.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
I wish you didn't have to go.
She says,
There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
his thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Oh, there's a thing. I get it.
So yeah, I mean, this is at no specific point in time,
Interesting.
right? Like as people, somebody in chat
That's just
pointed
kind
out
of
that
all
like
over.
as you get further west, somebody tells a story about Vietnam,
Huh.
right? This is a
Pan American pan history.
yeah.
How exciting. Hello, Crow.
So like trying to pin the exact date is, I think,
That also lets them get away with a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Well,
is missing the point. I think if you're trying to like get an exact date for when this game happens,
Ye-
because it doesn't have one.
well, that's maybe actually part of the storytelling as well. It's just like, this thing happened, this other thing. It's like, what date? Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
It's a timeless tale. It could have happened yesterday. It could have happened 40 years ago.
yeah,
But that sort of like overall vague time frame
mm-hmm.
is perfectly consistent with the like a game about storytelling and about embellishments,
Mm-hmm.
and not always getting the accuracy of the details. Like
Well, yeah,
they,
it's
they front load the game saying that like sometimes it won't really be true and like most of it's a lie. So it's like
like the what the wolf tells you at the beginning is that the fundamental story that underpins America is a lie. Right? As he's like, doesn't even outplay you. You don't get outplayed by the wolf.
yeah.
The wolf just, you can't beat him. You were never going to be able to beat him.
Yeah. Even with an unbeatable hand.
Or that you're just you've spent that wandering this country takes time, right? And since the West is the last place you'll probably wind up.
Bootstraps. Well, there's some more stuff up ahead. Shit. Hi, Crow. Trains, you say? Ride a train. Hop on a train yard.
Do we want to take our first break?
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Once I've done this right here. Got a point there. All right.
Okay.
BRB.
We will be back in like 5 minutes. See you all shortly. Hey,
Hello.
we're back.
Let's check our resume. JK. I'm actually just
Okay.
gonna check the
Controls. Oh.
recenter camera, whistle, page height.
Cave Group, I think we have this scheduled for 2 streams. But yeah, it might take 3, maybe even 4.
We'll see.
There is a lot in this game.
Rambling stories. Some true seeming suspiciously less so. History to Indian times. Yeah, back before we killed them all. Strange stuff happens around here. Can't all be true. Ancient battles still raging on both. Hey!
Hey.
You're pulling your leg. It's all. I guess. In a sense.
The
His
evolved
clothes
stories
are
aren't voiced.
expensive,
Yeah.
but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
I got some hellfire.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. Thanks, he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip. Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going either.
Poor
They
Kay.
built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
What? There's fucking ghosts everywhere.
Haunted country. So you can. There was another encounter, or you can hop a train. It's totally non-linear, so
Let's check it out. Hello.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through. The march I was on, the bonus army, it's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
That one's pretty good. That one's also pretty strong. What part of the employment? No. This guy sounds like he's having a real bad day. So. Achoo!
For a moment there, just a moment, I felt better about it all too.
Cha!
My family, they were good to me. Ma and Pa, and to Paul, and to my sister Jessie. Some days I wish I could find Jessie again and have her help me. She always liked Paul best. Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
the seagulls, I think, was the
Yeah.
happy one.
That one's not good. That one's not good. And this one's also pretty good.
I think that's more of a love story, isn't it? Although we filed it under the sun, which is usually like happy, hopeful.
Fuck it. One time.
I liked that one.
Yay!
There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly. The future's the issue, ain't it? Great War leaves us nothing to go back to. plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiven.
Woof.
Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
Strange stones.
I think the lighthouse is probably a happy story. Fundamentally a happy story.
Fuck it, it's the best we got. Show me potato salad.
I liked that one.
Hey!
There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly.
He's a World War I soldier who protested the U.S. government not paying out his benefits in D.C. and they Tiananmen Square them. Welp.
Yeah.
Oh, they six-tanked them. I mean, you can't beat the six-tank unless you have 2 shopping bags.
The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber. When your memories come back to you, do they clutch at you? At your heart? Tell me a happy story.
Ah, shit.
Something that
You've
the world seemed
completed
kind.
his encounter now, so yeah.
Whoa,
Here's the sun.
peace.
I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this
Or
way.
yeah, alternately,
Yeah,
you can
that's
tell him
cool.
stories that you want to see spread.
I hope our paths will cross.
Oh, you have to close the map.
Wink.
He's heading back up
Days
northeast.
come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at 'em. What about
Oh.
you? Is there something somebody owes you?
Oh, Washington. A lot of bridges in Washington.
I like how the name of the river flows down the river.
Get inside Washington.
Oh, Jacob is the voice actor for that. He was on a couple of episodes of Now Kiss with.
Oh no
Kathleen.
shit!
Yeah.
For Mason?
Yeah.
No shit. Dang. Look for work. You want a little cash? Sure. Ooh, Pop Fizz. Three soda jerks. Can't stand the stuff. Only the finest cocaine soda.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope. The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
Is this another fucking ghost? Shall we keep looking?
Keep looking. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Over here. A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall. I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right. As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious.
That's pretty weird.
Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket. The man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter.
I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me?
You tear the letter open. It isn't good news. He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks.
It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this.
His shaking hand takes the letter.
Thank you for telling me.
Oh. Sorry. I am truly sorry for your lots. Well, anyways, I think I want to hit these two houses and then this little bulldozer-looking thing.
Yes, that's a train station. You can just hop a train somewhere.
Wait.
Oh, it's a ferry crossing.
Oh, okay.
But there is another story if you look to your northwest.
Northwest. Oh, so there is.
I mean, America's made of sad stories too, right?
Is it now?
You need them.
I Yeah. Some of them are the really good ones. One time.
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
Man, if anybody lit a match in here, this would go off like a bomb. Something.
Silo explosions.
Something fuel air mixtures.
Pain sears your spine.
Ha!
Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over the millstone.
Uh-oh!
That's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized. The man is gone. This is not a place to linger.
I would like to encounter more mills that are actually working. That would be cool. Let's see. Is there an icon on the bridge?
I don't
no.
remember if you can actually just walk across the bridges or not.
Find out.
don't think you
No,
can.
I'm too fat.
Bridges are dangerous places for pedestrians.
Or skeletons. Let's hop a train. Charlotte. Hey! My grandpappy used to hitch trains. In the
What?
winter months, he would offer to shovel coal in the engine. They'll just be like, I will work my ass off so I don't freeze to death. And they're like, okay.
Watching out for the rail. We've crossed into the south now.
Hello. Oh, wait a minute. Ha! Wildly altered. What do you think about that one? It's... Fuck it, it's great. Heard it from my brother. Man, this went a long way. Here we are in North Carolina.
He's small for his age. Boy of 13 or so, sitting on an upturned bucket by the side of a tiny wedge of farmland. The dog, as though by contrast, is massive, an enormous yellow-brown mutt. He's called Rover, the boy explains.
Paul says he can't come with us.
Uh-oh.
West.
You notice the Model A truck on the yard, piled high with furnishings and trunks and bags and knots of rope to tie it all together. And upon all that, too, yet more dust and grit.
Paul says it has to be better.
With one toe tip, he scratches a parabola on the dead, dry ground.
Paul says we can't afford to feed Rover no more.
You can't tell where the blonde of the dog's coat ends and the omnipresent dust begins. Same goes for the boy's hair.
Will you take him?
Rover follows you eagerly after you feed him the tiniest sliver of jerky. But a few hours later, he snaps to attention, as though hearing some distant noise your ears can't catch. The last you see of him are the markings left by his dirty pelt on the leaves of the underbrush.
Nobody can say we didn't try. Nobody can say we did not try.
Didn't try.
Stupid doggo! Horse auction? Stand in the crowd. Pays you absurdly well for... Okay, that was... Alright, $3, I guess.
Alright.
Gee, there's something in the distance. I always like when you're in a plane flying over the sort of jigsaw of land. The boy and his dog is different from you, remember?
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugar cane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello. "Making molasses," he says to your unasked question. "I sell the blackstripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell." He grins.
Sure. Do we want to get fucked up on molasses? On molasses? Is it molasses?
I think so. If he was bootlegging, it would be... not rye here.
Fuck.
"Got some set aside."
What do you make bourbon out of?
Corn.
Comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment.
Bourbon is...
Charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread. He nods at the barrels. "I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?"
Okay, what is blackstrap? Is that...
Blackstrap molasses?
Yeah.
Isn't that the...
Is it different?
Well, let's look,
Let's
actually.
learn a history lesson. What's blackstrap?
Okay, sorry. The third boiling of the sugar... Goodbye!
Bye. Later.
Known for its robust flavor, the majority of sucrose from the original juice has crystallized and been removed. The caloric content of blackstrap molasses is mostly due to the small remaining sugar content. Unlike highly refined sugars, it contains a significant amount of vitamin B6 and minerals, including calcium, magnesium, iron, and manganese. 1 tablespoon provides up to 20% of the recommended daily value of each of those nutrients. It's a good source of potassium. Blackstrap molasses has long been sold as a dietary supplement. Significantly more bitter than regular molasses, it is sometimes used in baking or for producing ethanol, as an ingredient in cattle feed and as fertilizer.
I had no idea. I just thought it was some sort of, like, I don't know, variant.
You
Well, it
help
is,
them
but-
haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire.
What's it actually made out of?
It's hot work.
It's
He
sugar cane,
fetches
isn't it?
water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
You stick your prison knife into his gut and steal all his money. How ironic, he gurgles out. It's a good thing I'm not writing this fucking game. Oh, there's one way over there. I'm gonna get it.
All right.
Shit.
I love this rhythm game for walking.
Shit.
Yeah, this guy's. When you hear this story
You
being
rest in a
told back to you,
field where
Yeah.
a
he's gonna be
well-dressed
making it rhyme.
stranger
Yep, or
talks your
gunpowder
ear
or
off on
something.
all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts.
Heard my death bones this morning.
Oh, I've got a brand new combine harvester.
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado.
He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece.
Ain't much time left now. That don't matter. I'm fine. Got my savior waiting at the pearly gates.
The man shifts uncomfortably.
At least I do as of this afternoon, I hope. Nearly knocked the pastor's door down earlier.
It's nice to have something to look forward to.
Sure was good to meet you.
The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation.
Don't let the bedbugs bite.
He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small in the horizon, but before he vanishes, you see him collapse to the ground.
Just fuck off. Don't try to help him at all. The man who seemed all right with death. What's this?
That's another odd job you could take.
I'm gonna fuck it. Horse auction.
No, same job.
Cha fucking ching. Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Let's just keep cruising. Wandering. Yeah, it seemed like fairly generic cars. I mean, like, there's a lot of iconography here that is sort of timeless for America. Like this type of, fuck, what are they called?
Windmill?
Windmill. Yeah.
Weather vane?
Weather vane. That's the one.
Well, I mean, like I guess it's a windmill that always turns into the into the wind, right?
You know, I don't actually know what these things are supposed to do.
They
You always see them at farms.
they're mills. They're mills,
Really?
aren't they? I mean, I guess I just kind of take them for granted.
Yeah,
right?
same. That, like, I always thought that. My perspective is so warped that I'm like, this is a city or like a forest prop.
It's
a
for
water pump.
Oh, okay. They pump water. Okay.
And also, evidently. Oh wait, we've got zzz.
Oh,
We need to
yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
Why don't we sleep in this building?
We have to find a city.
Okay. Well, that looks like we can. Let's go to the savannah. Get some white mana.
Oh, one of our stories grew.
Hey! I guess... Shit, this isn't quite a city. What fucking skeleton needs to sleep? 50 years. Yeah, no, that's good. Close enough. It's a great story. So now, what happens if you correct them?
I don't know. I've never had the heart.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it gets a little bit more accurate, but...
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with an orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song. You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. And oh, Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. And oh, Lordy, pick a bale a day. You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field. The woman's screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh, Lordy. You wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
Huh. Well, that was interesting.
Faded shotgun houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch. "Hey, traveler! Throw me inside! Got some literature here!"
What's a shotgun house?
A shotgun house. I asked this question last time we
Did
played
you?
this game. A shotgun house is a rapidly and cheaply assembled company house for workers. So called because you could fire a shotgun clean through one.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
And you just know that, like, that got started because someone did it. At least
Yeah.
once. It's like,
But
well,
yeah,
shit, Pa!
generally speaking, it's super cheap company housing.
I went the whole dang way through.
Cheaply made company housing.
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades.
One room.
Landlord
straight
toss
line.
you out? Ha! Don't mind me, it's none of my business. He pries up a floorboard
Ooh.
with a crowbar. You glance over the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands. He hands you a can of whole potatoes and a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger." Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon.
What kind of Bible meat?
Bible meet. You don't know James 5:1 by heart? Learn it. That's our favorite scripture.
Let's have a look at what James 5:1 is.
Warning to rich oppressors. New International Version. Let's look at King James, probably. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Oh, this is chapter 5, verse 1. Is go now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries.
Well, how about that? Socialists!
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, Christian communists.
I mean, that does sort of add up, doesn't it? It's like, fish and loaves for everybody. But what about,
Even there.
did I
You
fucking
looking for a
stutter?
friend? Just a check.
Oh, speak of the devil. Or Jesus?
Don't really matter, frankly. First thing I ever learned behind the pulpit is that every homily is just a conversation.
Yeah.
Ain't as one-sided as you might think either. Preachers ain't shepherds, they're cowboys. They gotta run with the flock, keep them directed without fencing them in.
Sometimes dual wield.
So how about you take a seat and guide us somewhere?
Okay.
Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Adventures. And that one's probably pretty exciting now. That one's also exciting. I'm gonna use this one because like there's no seconds.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And then they totally got blasted.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. Authority? People look to me for leadership, but I tell them that real leadership comes from community. The best preachers are cornerstones, not prophets. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Most exciting. Ghost. That's sad. Creepy. That's sad as fuck. Strange Street. Molasses. Drones. This one's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
You can also,
Sorry,
if you're not,
that kind of thing don't scare me anymore.
you can also
That's what
use
you're going
the wildcard stories from the other travelers,
Yeah?
as they will
Past.
always.
Huh. My earliest memories of my mother and father teasing each other, laughing about something I don't understand. Putting on voices, playing games. This was back before she passed. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking, church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
I might have to come back for some, because like I don't have any exciting stories. Yeah, I ain't got shit.
You can always just tell Mason's story and to advance the.
This one?
Yeah, he'll like Mason's story, and then you'll get his story too.
Alright. Oh. Focus on the
You've
thrilling
got a
parts.
pretty wild life. You know that?
Bonk.
Death? Well, Ma died a few years after I was born. Pops used to tell me she was beautiful and that I had her eyes and her sense of conscience. But he always said it like it was an insult.
Wow.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most?
Look over there.
Well, I gotta get moving on. I have a sermon to give in the morning, and the church is a long night of walking that way.
Okie dokie. I'll maybe see you there.
Walk like you're blessed, child. Cause even if you ain't, that's the only way you'll find your holy self.
Superhero pose. Oh, hello.
Another evolved story.
Let's check it. Can you imagine if you told a story, like, crossed an entire country and then heard a variant of it? That would be so fucking sweet. Soup line. Wait a little longer. Yep. Ooh! More outrageous. I know that story. Toby likes mine best. Oh, Toby. There's some lights up ahead. Let's try to hitchhike.
Oh, it's another traveler.
So what are we gonna pay with? Ass, grass, or gas? We got no ass. I don't think we have any grass. Well. Pay with femur. Oh, here we go. Here's a bunch of stuff. Can I just get out?
I don't think so.
Oh, shit.
I think you get out where
No!
they let you.
Wait! That's not how hitchhiking works at all! We're being kidnapped. Oh, we're going to Miami. Well, I guess we can get some palm trees. And maybe some Vice?
Yeah, wow. They took us all the way to Miami.
Alright. We're just like pounding on the window. They're like, oh, I get it. We got in a car with Hunter S. Thompson.
Huh.
God, okay, this is apropos of nothing, but I saw like some clip of Hunter Thompson actually like on his compound, and he's just like taking pot shots at maybe his neighbor with a Luger. And I don't know for sure, but I think you hear returning fire.
Jesus.
Yeah. Very strange man. Change my outfit. Yikes. Ain't nobody wants. It was his neighbor, and his neighbor started it. Here come Dr. Thompson, you best not miss.
Yeah.
Did
Don't
they
start shit
Were
with
they
Hunter S.
seriously
Thompson.
just like shooting at each other? Like, there's something profoundly weird about this balding guy in a Hawaiian shirt with like aviators, and you can see the toggle action lock up, and he's just, like looking for more ammo. It's like, what the shit? Last time that thing was fired, it was probably in Berlin. What the hell is going on? I've not heard of Hunter Thompson's daily drug routine. It's probably insane. Let's explore
You've
the city.
enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world. But the sun is starting to go down, and the breeze is getting stronger. As you're about to stand, a man plonks down near you. He sits a polite distance off, but looks at you expectantly. He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American radio host in the state, and they fired me. They needed to make cuts, I get that, but I'm twice the... He trails off. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife. I could try the docks, but there's already more men than jobs, and I could barely support the family on what they pay. He hangs his head. And my boy, I can't bring myself to tell them. I don't know what to do.
Let's sit with him.
He calms as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. Turning back to the lights of the city reminds you that the world hasn't gone away. After a long silence, he speaks. It's never going to get better, is it?
It's gonna get better, and then worse, and then better, and then worse and better, and worse and better, and then better and worse and better.
It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves. I've got to tell them, haven't I? I'll go to the port in the morning and see if they'll take me. You can no longer make him out in the dark, but his hand touches your shoulder as he leaves.
Turns out things just keep going on and on. I mean, I was telling you... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I don't think I've ever been to Florida, so I don't know who this
neither.
is.
Yeah. I think we were having a conversation. There was, I think around 2016, 2017, there was a comic artist in particular who was, like, really down in the dumps about the state of everything. And they were just like, oh, I don't think I'm going to have kids because, like, everything's fucked. And I was like, what What if people thought that way during the Cold War? Or the Second World War? Or the First World War? Or the Depression? Or... And you cut in and said, or the Black Plague. It's like... Right!
I mean, people did stop having kids during the Black Plague, right?
And the ones... This is not necessarily an endorsement to, like, breed. It's much more about hope. So, things keep going on. Oh, what's this?
The cave is really a man-made hole breaching into an earthen mound.
The
man, khakis dirtied by kneeling on the rough earth, has assembled a macabre little pile of skulls to the side.
Readying these for sale, friend.
He wipes his hands on his pants.
This pile of skulls, clearly claimed from his enemies by an Indian chieftain, would be perfect for any cabinet of curiosities or sideshow attraction.
I mean, it's a good sculpture. I got that one from Disney World.
Why, these skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound, waiting for an enterprising soul to make something of them. Isn't this what America's all about?
You're not incorrect. However...
Literally digging up graves to sell the
Little
bones.
sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains. Their heads carelessly removed, laying neatly in their excavated resting places, each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware, and copper plates in the shape of winged warriors.
Get a fuck out!
You pause and consider this small man, greedily arranging someone's remains as though they were a trinket for a mantelpiece.
Oh, you don't want to be messing with that. I've heard some things.
It's crude and ridiculous, but he's a crude and ridiculous man. You have him run off the mound, sworn never to tell of what he's seen, for fear of monsters and ghosts. It's a small thing, but a kindness you hope.
Oh, man. He's gonna tell that in the next dive he gets wasted in, and then people are gonna never come around here. Human effigies. Yeah, okay, I heard that, what was it? There was like a mummy shortage because people kept fucking eating them.
Eating.
Citation needed, but I heard that.
Huh.
They, like, some enterprising people were selling mummy powder.
Huh.
Oh, they were smoking them? Or medicine? Or paint? Well, it looks... Wow. I think we may have just created a story right here.
Yeah, wow, okay.
The Victorians ate mummies. That's messed up. The Europeans powdered mummies. Unwrapping parties? What the shit?
Huh.
That's
fucked.
Yeah, okay, so... Atheist. But still... I don't think you need to believe in any sort of, like, continued existence or anything like that to think that's really fucking messed up. That's so weird. It's like, hey, do you want to fuck around with a guy who's been dead for 10,000 years?
I'm glad we have phones now. Right?
Dang, kids on their phones. Well, at least we're not swallowing live goldfish and unwrapping mummies anymore.
Yeah. People got really fucking bored.
Yeah. Maybe it's good that we're taking out our boredom in a harmless capacity.
Yeah.
Or at least different. Anyway. This bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. Businessmen, young men in muddy overalls, a crowd of girls in slinky dresses. Their blood alcohol content for a night on the town. I just imagine like a couple of flappers going out, like throwing lefts and rights, just like totaling a bunch of people.
Awesome.
That I want that as a beat 'em up. It's like 20s era, and you're just like two wasted ass chicks going down and just
Yeah, with like a veil and a flapper dress.
You just spin and hit people. Shiftless water. Oh. There we go. I think I like mine more. Do another round. Competitive test. Okie dokie.
Put the sufferer in suffragette.
Oh, jeez.
I stole that from chat.
That's good. Well, there's your jam game. Shall we take our second break?
Yeah, sure. Let's take our second break, and then when we come back, we'll do this encounter. We'll do this boss fight.
Wait, there's a boss fight?
Yeah, it's functionally
Okay.
what they are. All right, see you guys in 5. We're back. And I'm looking like an 80s cocaine-addled executive because the studio lights are making my eyes hurt. I've been here for a while today, so it usually takes them a bit, a few hours to burn through my eyelids like this.
Oh, hello.
You look good, honey. You got a light? You like a good story?
You want a bone? See, 'cause I'm a skeleton.
I like to hear about people and make bets.
Can't take you
with them.
anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. People and make bets with them.
I like to hear about the weird, handsome people. Get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night. Dames who are lit cigarettes burning to the end.
I think I might have one.
I want to be around furious people who use me and I use them. Are you one, stranger?
Hello. You're very
Come
aggressive.
close to me.
No, I don't
Got
want
any
to.
stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I'll see what's in the toolkit, strange woman. Parable. Woman praying. Yeah, that guy's. I mean,
That's
this
that's
guy got cleaned out by a train,
yeah.
and then he fucking died, man.
Sweetheart, did I say I wanted to hear some crap joke?
Wow.
I spent a night in jail once, and it were nicer than a prospect of going back to where I was born, just to become what my mom always wanted me to be. When I was 12, she caught me kissing a girl once, and I felt like I would never get out of all the strands of her red-as-hell fury. I said to her, "But you said I ain't to kiss no boys, and I ain't." But she and I both knew that ain't what she meant. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
Let's see. Ghosts. No.
I mean, the grave robber is probably one, right? The mill.
This is definitely a mill. One time.
God damn, you're giving me the chills, sweetheart.
And then who was Millwright?
But who was Mill?
I remember my stepdaddy. He had a soft touch for me. A handsome, low-voiced man. Mom never did trust me around him. He taught me how to grip. All you need is that light touch, he said, and look them in the eyes and tell them the truth they want. And I always was good at that after.
What's grifting?
Grifting?
Yeah.
Scamming.
I know what it's like to have those eyes turn towards you and make you feel like everything. And then to be in the cold and dark when they turn away. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's exciting as fuck.
the shootout.
Honey, thrills is the stuff I live on. That one will keep me going.
Then she gets out a fucking 30 caliber and just goes, "Die, motherfuckers!"
So you can tell her one additional story that you want to see
law?
grow.
I can get by with the law. The law thinks I'm a victim.
I kind of want
a
to party with
sad
Dupree.
girl of the streets, a damaged girl, a girl who ain't got no fate and whose daddy didn't love her. My daddy's dead, and all cops are in my pocket, stranger. I will tell you that if I tell you anything. The law is bad for us Roman kids. It does not serve us. But you learn to get that sad, pale girl on. They love that. Sometimes you gotta promise them something more, and... well, I don't say it's pleasant, but you born in a body. Sometimes people treat you like you need the power taken from it. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
What story haven't we told anyone yet? What about the girl with the stones? I want to see what people make of that.
Sure.
Because we can't go backwards. I don't know what kind of story this is.
Fuck it.
Well,
Oh,
they
she liked
should
that
let
one.
you make the movies, honey.
Apparently that's an exciting story.
Demon rocks.
A long time ago, I left that little hole I grew up in and started to make my home wherever I was. I don't regret it. I took a pack of cards and hopped on a cargo train. And when it stopped by someone interesting, I'd let them take me to where the law can't see. And you know what's home in this here country? People. No one loves harder and tries harder than these countrymen. And at night when the grasshopper's squeaking, I think they singing something patriotic about trying luck and failing and trying again. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something?
Goodbye.
Next time, let's up the stakes.
Next
shall
time.
we? Why don't we spend some time with bourbon and 5-card stud? You bring the bourbon, of course. And when the moon's fuller, I might let you in on some secrets on life. Have you any?
Let's get far away from her. Well, that's scary.
Oh, an evolved story.
Hey, you wanna hear a good story? Haunted Mill.
Haunted Mill.
Getting the details out of order. Wait a second. It's true. Okay.
Hey, he stole your creepypasta.
And he made it really bad. What a dick.
It's like Russian sleep debt experiment.txt.
Man,
That story was like
it was so tight until they fucked up by
yeah.
changing the perspective of the narration. I was like, no, you idiots.
And then they tore each other to pieces and stopped up everything with blood, and there was so much blood they drowned in the blood, and then they were blood zombies who zombied blood. And I'm like, oh, okay, this one got into somebody's hands.
Yeah. Yeah, a game just like this, only about creepypastas, would be pretty cool. Or just like internet copypasta. Excuse me. You can just call the game Penne. Or just like Squid Ink. What dis?
We need a 6th.
Oh, fuck!
She told you, beckoning from the steps of a great dark mansion. And just like that, you found yourself sitting with strangers around a velvet-draped table. Her voice is reedy and high, modulated by the tight collar of her Victorian dress.
Join hands, everyone.
Yeah, we call it where the memes smell like weed.
Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead. But everyone else around the table lets one lingering, awkward glance bounce around between them. You sense they're just about done humoring her when it happens. A deep, nasty thump beneath the table.
Have you seen that Ouija board video?
No.
How do I Ouija board? It's like just 50 different misspellings on like answers.com.
Oh god.
It's like, can you get cursed from a Ouija board? A Ouija board. It's
The
very
whole
good.
table starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then, the staid candle flames start flickering like mad, casting ghastly shadows on the walls. And then, a viciously cold wind cuts through the parlor like sharpened ice.
It's just like the. Oh, let's keep on holding. It's just like the how I get Gragnant.
Yeah.
Graggant.
How is Babby formed?
Yep.
The damned candles are dancing in midair around you now, singeing a hair here and there off the coiffed heads of these well-heeled guests. You notice your host across the table has her eyes open wider than they should go. A rivulet of blood dripping from her nose. When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty, but for you and the woman in the old-fashioned dress, who slumped dejectedly over the table.
He didn't show up. All that sound and fury, and no sign of his spirit.
Spooky. Waitress at this diner. You heard this one? Ghost of the well-heeled hobo. Armagnac. Highly embellished. Love it. Sure. Ooh, is this marsh?
That's Arkansas, isn't it?
Arkansas?
Arkansas, not your Kansas, Arkansas.
Not Arkansas, your Kansas. Don't touch my state line.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse
Or it's Alabama?
sits at the
Sorry.
other end.
Abalama?
Close by, large family is tending to the plants together.
Bamabma.
They pause and regard you, almost nervously.
Hello there?
The grandmother asks.
Sorry,
Oh, headed for Alabama.
I'm
Or
determined
headed for, yeah, okay.
to mispronounce every state in your union.
Yeah, I would love to. I just want to travel to the United States and mispronounce every state.
I'm probably going to do the same thing for Canada. Like, Quebec, Ontario,
Ontario.
Ontario,
You know.
Ontario, Nunavut, 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 Pate, Pate, just
The
pay.
family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. The child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads. Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red. The father sees your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright, and his teeth are bared in something like worry.
How do you like your lemonade?
Get me out of here.
His wife arrives with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder, The man by the wall is gone.
British Croatia. That's good. Well, that was scary as fuck. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, we're not Americans. We don't know a lot of the significance of these stories.
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe there's
So, like, we're approaching this kind of as outsiders.
Mm-hmm. You know, it makes me wonder what kind of, like, stories... If this game took place in Canada, what would we be hearing about?
I mean, I'm not sure.
A lot of dead Chinese workers on the railroad. A lot
A
of dead...
family of 9 invites
Native-
you into their home
or
for a
First
meal.
Nations.
Hogs roam free in the yard.
But, like,
They wallow
I
in
can't think of
shady
Canadian
patches of
folklore
cool
right now,
mud,
right?
not paying any mind as you pass.
Now, is that because there isn't any to speak of?
Oh, no, I think there's quite a lot. It's just like,
Does
name me one person in the world who isn't Jackie Chan. One.
George
Anyone
Bush.
who's not Jackie Chan. Okay, you got one. There you go.
That was really traumatic.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like your brain is just like...
I panicked, that's why! Right, sorry.
During supper, the hard wind puts an awful burden on the walls. The glass dishes rumble on the table, but the mother seems calm.
Can't butcher a hog in these parts without me, Ma, hollering for pig's feet.
Gross.
The mother's heavy sigh gives you the impression her children ask this often.
Me, Ma, wants more pig's feet. Heaven can provide.
Do they not have them up there? I thought they had everything. Do they have butt stuff in heaven?
What's the line? If God wants you to suffer, you should want to suffer.
Need some cash? Sure. Fantastic. Tallahassee! Tallahassee.
Tilaeus.
Tallahassee. Tallahassee.
To Allahassee.
Tallahassee. Hey, have you heard the new joke? Ooh, a trickster that lures humans with magic stones.
Oh.
Eh.
This guy is shit at telling stories.
Yeah. Why don't you buy some storytelling ability with those spats of yours? Idiot. I saw hay bales in Tallahassee.
No fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. Just a moment ago, you weren't surrounded by graves, and now you are. How long have you been stepping on dead folks, fully unaware? A wood board, bleached white. Unknown. The word was painted on black by a steady hand, each letter signed with a flourish. Whoever made this memorial had more compassion than money. You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly. But you instill that silence with intent. What else could someone do? A sparrow calls. Seems birds don't have much respect for the dead. You notice the grave marker isn't dug into the ground, just propped up on a tree. Looks nicer now, but unmoored as these markers are, this grave in front of this tree, does this memorial even belong to it?
Turbo speed. Uh. Billy Splitter shows in fact. Sure, okay, why not?
Play an E for 45 minutes.
Chord, other chord. Oh, there's a thing over there.
Indeed there is.
Shit.
Can you see the shadow my hand is casting?
Where?
On my face. Like these... The lights are bright.
Yep.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you.
Wait, what?
Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
Well, start hacking.
In Canada, you could probably get a lot of... You could probably start with, like... Heritage minutes. Right?
Yeah.
Would not necessarily be the, like... Those are a cultural touchstone for people of a certain age.
Yeah, but
right? Those specific shorts. It wouldn't even be the stories that they're talking about. It's the particular way they were told. Right?
Interesting. But, like, we're thinking more on, like, a grand scale. Like, what are the, like, quintessential Canadian stories?
I mean, there's probably a lot of First Nations folklore, like Wendigo.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, Hudson's Bay Company.
Yeah. I mean...
Like, that's sort of
like,
a big deal.
Folklore, though, has to be, like, specific things that are kind of, like, woven into your cultural DNA. And I know we have them, but I can't think of anything in specific right now because I'm being put on the spot. Right?
Now, I wonder if that's a type of cultural blindness. Like, do we not know about water because we're fish?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the line being, like, how do you teach a fish what wet is?
Yeah. Halifax explosion, yeah, that's one. Yeah,
Canadian folklore.
I'm really just thinking about the railroad. Maybe it's because I had this book that was full of stories about the workers and a bunch of, like, ghost stories. And the great one about the Iron Chink, which we have one on display in the museum. Are you familiar with this?
No.
The Iron Chink is a canning machine.
Okay.
That they constructed to replace the Chinese workers.
Jesus Christ.
And it's literally stamped into the if I remember it correctly, it's so bad.
Fuck.
I went there and I was looking at it and there was a bunch of Chinese tourists just sort of like checking it out and I was like, "Oh my god." I just wanted to cringe inside out.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it was super duper crazy racist. But
yeah.
Part of our history.
Oh, yeah.
Part of our history. Yeah, there's a story I read about, like, this dude who gets put out of work, you know, by this canning machine. And like, because the foreman wants to, like, get this shipment out the door really fast to send to, I think, like, the Queen or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, one of the dudes is like, I wanted to leave a present, for the shipment, and he holds up his hands and they're like covered in bloody bandages. He's like, I put my fingers in one of the cans, have fun finding it. And he's like, holy shit. And as they leave, they're like, dude, are you for real? And he's like, trolled.
Awesome.
It's very cool.
Oh, I'm familiar with Joseph Boyden
Stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. This is stupid, he says. I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this. He marches off into the cane, and others follow. Don't! A young woman shouts after them. It's not right. The thief left some hatchets behind, so you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. Keep going, the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high. Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. "Good work," he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
Whoops! I think I fucked up.
Huh.
Yep. Victoria is home to one of the, I think, the oldest Chinatown in Canada.
Right.
So, like, I'm thinking there's also... The opium trade wasn't just specifically Canada, though.
No,
Sure.
God.
No, it was everywhere.
Yeah, well, no, that was
But we got a little bit
that
of...
was Britain, really. England and
It's like, stop selling us drugs! Okay, we'll chuck it in the fucking river. Or no, we set it on fire?
I don't know actually.
There was a bunch of shit that went down.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles. You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds.
That sounds really cool.
You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Check out this sweet life hack.
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
I think we should get some happiness.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Oh, here's the city.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I'm trying to remember where you can get a garbage plate. Nolans. Earn money. Lumber warehouse. Wait. I do want to make some cash.
You gonna get mugged.
Okay, but I don't have any money.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, come on! Fuck! Piss!
Store?
I need a stiff drink. Okay, so is it? I'm trying to figure out which direction this is like
Yeah.
depleting.
Empties right to left.
Let's get us. Well, we're in New Orleans. We gotta get. Oh wait, jambalaya. Sarsaparilla. Oh wait, that would be in Texas. Give me a beer. What the fuck?
Jambalaya? Or...
Mmm.
All right, we're out of money.
We're broke. Broke. Good food, but. Train station? Next stop, New Orleans. Ooh, let's get some pizza.
Chicago.
Actually, let's get in an argument about where the best pizza in America comes from.
Let's not.
No, please, no. Oh, shit! No! Ow! Son of a... Stop it! Well, I made it to Chicago anyways. I'm gonna poop in your street. I'm gonna lay a fat deuce right down Maine. Oh, I gotta get some fucking money. What an opportunist. We're gonna pick up some brawlies. Sure. Why not? Well, shit. Oh, we got fucking totaled.
Oh yeah, the Bulls beat the shit out of us. Deep dish pizza?
I was half joking.
I've never had one.
Me neither. Wait, no, that's a lie. I've had one once.
How was it?
I think it was good.
Okay.
They're upside down. It was. I recall it being pretty good. They're made inverted, and the crust is like a lot flakier and less
that's
doughy.
kind of interesting.
Is my understanding. My like baseline understanding. It sounds great.
No, explore.
Shit. Okay.
It's the mid, and yet this whole neighborhood is eerily quiet. Everyone seems to have retreated into their homes,
Oh, dear.
as if warned of something. You soon realize what? The reciprocating sound of a Thompson gun, emptying its drum.
Oh, the Chicago typewriter. I know this.
You get behind a car, putting the engine block between you and the sound. But it's muffled, coming from inside a building. You're in no danger, you think. So you allow yourself a peek above the black hull of the car. And running down the cobblestone street, a man in fine, blood-spattered clothes. He has his hands out, mouth open, screaming something. But you don't catch what he says. He's drowned out by gunfire, and his body slumps to the ground.
What a scoop.
The men responsible, 3 abreast in dark overcoats and wide hats, walk up to him to check on the body. The smallest of the 3 has a nervous energy about him.
People are gonna see us, boss.
People ain't gonna see nothing. Not on these streets.
I think he said, 45 ACP hurts. It burns us. Oh, what that?
Just a moment there.
He says, shaking your hand.
I'm Paul Dalhart from the Republican Herald. You may have heard of it. Syndicated in 6 counties. Well, no matter. But listen, you may have noticed a vocal few out there. I call them naysayers, who'll throw up their hands and fly the white flag as soon as life gets a little tough. But wouldn't you agree that it's never been a better time to live and do business in this country?
That sounds like the kind of thing somebody who had a lot of money would say.
Ha! Pessimism, negativity, faint-heartedness.
He claps his notebook shut.
If there is to be an end to the great American experiment, it'll be your attitude that writes it, not mine.
Isn't there like a psychological precedent for people who believe that they, who already have a lot of money, believe that they worked harder than they actually did?
Oh yeah.
There was a Monopoly game run. This was like I don't think it was like an experiment, but there was, I heard about a thing they did once, somebody, where they rigged this game of Monopoly so that it would skew towards
Oh yeah,
one group,
right.
and they started believing that they were playing better.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that they were just like, you know, it's like
Just good at this game.
good at this game.
All right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Who's this now?
Yeah, let's check out this thirsty human.
I've met a lot of people like you on this road.
Hello.
Holy shit! It's actually Neil Cassidy.
There's something you want from it, isn't there? A desire that scratches and scrapes away at the sides of your body. Does being out here feed that part of you? It's that way for me. Living in a state of motion, resting nowhere, returning to no one. I've been a wandering ghost for a while now, and I'll be that way for some time to come. But that's a fate I should have known I was in for. I'm a poet, after all. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Sadness.
Yeah. That one should land.
That one was like getting locked out in the cold, with nothing but your sorrow. I liked it.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I know sadness. These days, the melancholy just settles over me like a heavy bay fog. It makes its residence with me, and I accommodate it. I start to think, well, the world isn't made for being happy in, not for someone like me. My old friends have their happiness. Jess and Deborah, Pauline. Silas too, maybe. And good for them. It'd be wrong to begrudge someone their happiness, wouldn't it? No matter how jealous you are.
Like, this is actually just Neil Cassidy.
Alone, out here. I spend too much time inside my own head. Can you tell me a hopeful story to lighten my mood?
Hopeful.
The seagulls.
Yeah? Well, let's hang on. Let's see.
Yeah. Do we have?
Any that we haven't. Sparing about the future. Brothers. Part of my unemployment. Magic stones. Molasses. Seance, not really. That one was fucking weird. Whitest dog. Cane cutters. Grave rover. Yeah, fuck it.
That's a good one. We do reach up like that, towards hope.
Heh.
The future. Well, what do you want from this life you've been given? Do you think there's a chance you'll get it? It's good to march forward, thinking you can reach the goal you set out for yourself. Of course, we both know it doesn't always work out. Maybe it never works out. Not many people I know seem to have gotten what they want. Except for Pauline, maybe. Personally, I don't think what I wanted from this world was so unreasonable. I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. Can you think of any like that?
Optimistic. It's a love story, but optimism.
The Christian Socialists, maybe, or the Molasses Maker.
Yeah, you're sort of enterprising, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you can't lose
I
progress.
like
so
that one. Makes me feel the way
Hey!
Silas used to in the old days.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Joy. I've had joy in my life.
Yeah?
I used to be part of a group of mad prophets, rabble-rousers, channelers of holy knowledge.
Oh.
We'd get a couple gallons of wine, bring them over to our friend Pauline's house. Then we'd shout these incandescent verses to each other, to the
Okay,
land
thank you, the
and the
passerby.
sky.
Oh, shit.
We were loud late into the night. What good would those words do if they didn't reach the heavens? I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. Can you think? I
Oh,
miss
my
the
God.
old group. I really do. I still have that image in my head. Pauline's house, the poets, Jess, and me. But on top of them all, there's Silas. In my memory, he looms. He haunts. You ever meet someone so far above everyone else? It's like they were from a different plane altogether.
Oh yeah, I put people on pedestals all the time.
That was him. A divine presence among normal human beings. Silas was part of the group, but at the same time he wasn't. He was better than any of us. Wiser, gentler, stronger. We all held him in respect. We were in awe of his power as a writer, in reverence for the beauty of his soul. I still love him.
Oh.
Look, I'm headed out this way. If you find yourself out there, maybe we'll meet again.
Yeah, no, like, this is interesting because... Ow.
Are you okay?
Sorry, yeah. He talks about Silas the way that Kerouac actually talked about Neil Cassidy, right? Because Jack Kerouac was in love with Neil Cassidy, who wasn't terribly interested.
Awkward. Let's hitch.
All right.
Why the fuck not?
Completely obsessed. Yeah.
Asshole! Am I facing the wrong direction, or are they just pricks?
It can take a while sometimes.
Well, I mean, they're not obligated to stop.
No, I mean, that seems like a fine reading, The Passerby.
Yeah?
Yeah. You can always also head north if you want.
True. Into Winskiskin.
Nizhnochswis.
Winiskin.
Nisnoxu. Nisnox. Excuse me.
Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. Want this? He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas. You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car.
You want to buy somebody's violin?
No, thank you.
The back door breaks open, and a girl crawls over the laps of dusty bodies.
Don't you dare! That belongs to Louise Ames!
She shouts at you.
Louise Ames!
She's dragged back into the writhing nest of limbs, and the door slams shut. On your way, the driver tells you.
How
You go.
much is a bit? It's like a quarter, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like 2 bits is 50 cents.
Yeah.
Unless I'm completely wrong about that.
10 bits. Yeah, I think a bit is a quarter.
From the history of America, from bits to bits. A bit is half a quarter?
Half a quarter? Oh, wow. Okay.
2 bits is... What?
Oh, okay.
Weird.
A bit is a nickel.
Is it?
I don't know.
2 bits is a quarter. So it's like... That's so weird. I mean, it goes along with like all the imperial measurements, which don't make any fucking sense. I mean, English money doesn't really make much sense either, does it? Goodbye.
What the fuck is a guinea anyway?
Which one's the biggest?
I don't know.
I will say that I really do love the £1 coin.
Yeah.
It's so thick.
Really?
It's a very satisfying coin. Like, it's kind of small and not quite twice as thick as a Loonie.
Okay, interesting.
But it's just like, it feels like it has...
Yeah, it feels like it
presence.
has mass.
Like, if you whipped it at somebody, it would really hurt them.
1 pound.
They'd be like, I can't believe you've done this.
A guinea is a pig.
Can we look at the disambiguation of Guinea? Ooh, there's a bunch of shit down there.
Oh, we've already been there.
Oh,
though.
wait.
That's-
So we want to go...
We can go north into Wisconsin and then Minnesota and...
Sure. Minnesota, 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 Minnesota,
Oh.
Minnesota.
Really? Okay, so is 8 bits in a byte then derived from the currency then?
No shit.
If 8 bits in a dollar, 8 bits in a byte, is that the origin of that? Monasada.
Mustananana. We'll like wind our way down to Dacta. Can you write? Hey! Score. West?
Sure.
That sounds like a class they joined. Shit. What's interesting about this running mechanic, or like moving faster mechanic, is it draws your focus to the road. Like you can't really see the sights when you're hustling.
Well, that's kind of interesting, actually.
I wonder if that was deliberate.
It must be.
Because like I can't pay attention to, like, you got to pick a direction, just like, because if you don't focus on the directions, you won't match them.
I like that. Ooh, I guess we should wrap up for this week.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, because we need to do subs. Does this game autosave?
It should.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
this has been interesting so far.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm always a fan of games that try literally anything new.
Yeah.
And success. Like, it's not exploding off of the it's a very different kind of experience that you would maybe not necessarily even associate with a video game, because video games, as I think we've talked a lot before, they have their roots in entertainment, and they're never going to get away from that, nor should they, you know, because that's a type of content they excel at, if for no other reason than the tools to create entertainment have been the most finely honed. That having been said, the full depth and breadth of the power this medium is capable of wielding is only now really being sort of explored.
Right, okay.
So this is an example of something trying to do something a little outside of the template.
I mean, I want to compare this to games like Pokemon, of all things, where you're collecting things and then deploying them selectively.
And you mean, and the gameplay is really, really easy?
Yeah, the gameplay is easy, but there's a lot of depth and a lot of like implicit storytelling, although literal storytelling. So, yeah, like I was utterly charmed by this, but it's actually got a lot of interesting decisions to make, like how you build your storybook, right? How you build your deck of cards. Involves a lot of decisions about what kind of stories you let people tell you, and how you then choose to deploy them.
It also seems like a more organic kind of decision-making game, as opposed to like, do you want to be Satan or Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick a box.
Yep.
Flip a button. This is just sort of like, your story looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else's story looks like that. I literally used interpretive dance there.
Yeah. Well, and just the conceit of the game that our nations, our states, the places in which we live, our society basically is based on storytelling, right? That the cultural identity that we built for ourselves is based on relating to one another in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll see how the game continues to develop next week on Talking Simulator. We'll be back with part 2 of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. But now we should thank everyone who subbed or gave bits during the stream.
Let's do it.
So, Sketches of Pain subbed for 23 months.
Bastion for 10 months. Simulated Talking, none of this is real.
42 Milliways gave us 200 bits, saying Frankers 100 twice.
Rhapsody 032590 is up for 6 months. Ooh, half a year. My favorite people, one of my favorite games, and I just got promoted work. It's a good day.
Congratulations.
Rats.
Inky Ghost is resubbed for the 17th month, saying 17 months of hobos wandering America and bees wandering Canada. We got rid of the bees. Barry the bee guy came by yesterday and evacuated the bees. Apparently there was an enormous hive in our roof.
Yeah, like 100 bees.
Yeah.
Commanders for 4 months. Hey, I get to be here for a full Talking Sim. I just want to say enjoy your presence.
Well, thank you. Until May has resubbed for the 16th month, saying, it's here! What do you... This!
Yeah, Havoc 4 for 53 months. Behold the truth within us all. We are filled with stories and possibly skeletons.
Rampage and Kelt is resubbed for the 13th month. Thank you.
Sorry. I am Clockwork with 1,500 bits for a favorite fleshless folklore friend.
Shinji.com is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to... thank you for deciding to support us.
And Shinji.com with 1,000 bits. Between my GF dumping me, my father in the hospital, and my intestinal infection getting worse, you guys seriously pick me up. Many thanks and love. Get well soon.
Corsair Wind resubbed for the 5th month. Thank you for continuing to support us.
Clench Eastwood, cheater with 1,000 bits. Hello, my 2 favorite people who simulate the talking. Also, Cam, awesome job. DMing, a pleasure to watch.
Oh, thank you. Shrengar has resubbed for the 4th month. Thank you.
And E-Block, cheer to the 100 bits. Love me some Talking Sim and some water. Tastes like wine.
Two Flower resubbed for the 57th month. I'm glad to know both of you, even if indirectly. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on these games with us. Well, thank you for listening.
Crimson Dragon, or Dragoon, for 53 months. Welcome back.
Wardeno is a brand new subscriber. Thank you for deciding to support us.
McHaggis and Beans is a new sub. Welcome to the channel.
Clench Eastwood gave us 1,000 bits. Good night, everyone. Frankers 1,000.
Franker Z.
Franker Z?
I don't know.
Sorry. Right, Franker Z. It's the dog's name. Right, yes.
_G. Sub for 18 months. Finally have sub baby tag team. Also, this game looks super sweet. Thanks for showcasing it here.
Earthen One gave us 51 bits. Thank you.
And Invisitably Twee just subscribe. Welcome.
Let's consider resub for the 2nd month. Let's talk about simulators or something.
It's Riley PM for 12 months. I made it to a year. Thanks. Thank you for the amazing content getting me through the struggles from self-titled hipster, lesbian, Groucho Marx to Dr. Lur. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure.
That's good ID.
Kakroma has resubbed for the 20th month, saying some say he'd been wandering these roads for 20 months now. Some said longer. Either way, the wanderer was here. He was here now, eagerly waiting your stories.
Eric! Sub for 53 months. Always happy to catch Talking Sim. I love the music in this game.
Bud Be Jinxed is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
And Budgetin is a new sub. Welcome.
Eric gave us 100 bits, saying a bit is a bit.
Patchwork Wit for 6 months. Thanks for being great company. I needed it.
Mystera cheered us with 100 bits, saying 100 bits for the 100 bees you no longer have. Also, great game. Also, new bit badge. Congrats.
E-Block cheered with 100 bits. Really enjoy this game. Thanks, guys.
And Do the What Now has resubbed for the 30th month. Thank you. So, any other bookkeeping? If you are just tuning in, please consider hitting the follow button. It's right up there. GlobalNet626 is a brand new subscriber. Thank you for deciding to support us.
And Crazy Matt Captain sneaking in there under the wire with 100 bits to your Dr. Lurbies.
Okay, so we'll be back next week with more Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Tomorrow, James will be here at 9 a.m. playing 9 o'clock in the morning, where he plays Minecraft.
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 And then we're going to be running Ben through Resident Evil some more.
Oh, right. How's he enjoying it? How
think
does
he
it
likes
hold
it.
up? How does it hold up?
Okay, this is the HD remaster of the GameCube remake of the original.
Okay.
It actually looks good.
Oh, okay, good.
And it plays fine.
Well, I guess that's all we expect out of like the original Resident
I
Evil.
think the
now, right?
original has probably aged quite poorly. Like, it's probably much chunkier than you remember. Like, triangle arms kind of thing.
Right,
But
right.
Anyway.
Like, I love the story of Kathleen telling a friend of hers that there was going to be an HD remaster of Final Fantasy X. And his reply was, what are you talking about? That game was already in HD.
Oh, no.
Right? And just being like, go back and look at it again. And going back to look at Final Fantasy X again and going, holy shit.
Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha!
Oh, and then on AFK we'll be playing Red Dragon Inn. And on Thursday we've got Lure MTG and what was moved to Thursday?
TTSF?
Yeah, TTSF.
Tatis.
All right. So we will see you all in the future. And until then, take good care of one another. Peace. Wait, where's the mouse cursor? Okay, there we go.